of Wands. The Sun. Okay. It's a huge turnaround right there. The Star and the Devil pop out together. You're obsessed with your success despite the odds that you have gone through at this time. You're obsessed with it. You're like, it doesn't matter what your reasoning is behind why you want to get somewhere, to succeed, to shine, to just, have contentment again, to heal yourself, and just have actual happiness with the Sun here. You've come from a place where you felt like you were actually almost buried alive. But you see how this hand's breaking through new grounds. You strive to overcome your obstacles and you're obsessed with it. But it's a good obsession. You have to be a little bit crazy when you go after your dreams, because you have to have a little bit of faith, like you have to have a lot of faith. And there's going to be a lot of people that won't believe in you. So maybe that's it with you. Maybe you're just like, I'll show you. Oh, you don't think I can do this? Oh, I'll show you. And I'll be happy and I'll succeed. Oh, and look at it. And my pocket's going to be fat. Queen of Pentacles. You're addicted with success, which could also be toxic. So you have to remember to take a breather, look at the people and the things around you, and appreciate where you are right now as well. But you're going places. Like, this is a very positive turn of events, whoever this is. Forward motion. Get up off of your perch and move your body to usher in new energy and create positive momentum. You're creating positive momentum, forward motion, just like we were saying here. You are striving. You are succeeding after obstacles. You're actually winning. And there's a lot of happiness here. There's a lot of happiness. This is a new start. This is the spring of your life. This is going to be in the distant past, and you'll just have a distant memory of all the strife that you went through and what you had to go through, most likely alone, who you had to say goodbye to, who you had to argue with, who you had to fight through, what you had to fight through. All that's going to be a story, and that's it, because you're going to be living in this new energy that's actually very successful. You're going to be really happy with the outcome here with the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles. Like, you're really going to be proud of yourself because of whatever you're going to succeed in. Number 17 might be important to you. But there's forward motion, Sometimes when we feel stuck or depressed, simple things could actually make us feel a lot better than we give credit to, like our diet, what we are ingesting with what we are watching. Also, with how we move our bodies. If you're not moving your body enough, just the simple act of moving, it doesn't have to be this strenuous, 10-mile run if that's not your thing, but you have to keep moving all the fluids in you around constantly to maintain balance and make sure that your energy is moving freely. Because once energy gets stuck in our bodies somewhere, it hurts. We develop knots, we develop all these coagulations that we need to, 444 on the clock, we need to address. So, it's the simple things. Are you getting enough sun? Are you moving around enough? Are you having a social atmosphere that you can, belong to, that you feel positive about? All these things are going to play into your success. You're getting rid of your emotional baggage, right? When you move from one location to another, or you move just spiritually or intellectually between, different parts of your life or different groups of people, whatever it is, um, getting rid of your baggage feels freeing. It feels lighter. It feels like you can move around easier. And you realize that you never really needed all this stuff around you anyway. You didn't need to deal with all this stuff. So that's what I'm seeing here with that. Emotional baggage is something that you have to address for what it is and be almost like scientific with yourself. When something comes up, say a bad emotion comes up, investigate it like it's a symptom. Why am I feeling this way right now? What happened to make me feel this way specifically? Where am I connecting the dots here with what happened in the past? Why am I assuming the same outcome? Why is my body assuming the same outcome as something that's triggering me? You have to investigate yourself. We have around fall and union, reconciliation, coming back, second chance, rebuilding. You might start to feel that you are a new person, a new, frame of mind around the fall, around this upcoming fall. (7:17) on the clock when I looked up. So let's see here. Let's look at the positive things here. What are you moving towards? It's going to be making you so successful and happy and joyous and faithful in life again. When comes the Three of Swords and the Four of Cups come out together, you definitely left a bad scenario here. Five of Wands with Three of Swords, just third party energy. Maybe you found out that whoever you were with wasn't faithful. Or it could also mean an addiction too. Like the third party does not have to be a human being. It could be an addiction. It could be a distraction. Maybe you were with someone that had a distraction that was resulting in no connection anymore. Whatever the case is, you had to break through that and come out on the other side. And this was definitely something where like you felt like your home was taken from you. Okay, so we're going to talk about the past with that. What else with the Three of Swords? The Fool. You felt foolish about it because someone tricked you. Someone tricked you into thinking that you were going to be happy with the Sun card on the deck here again. Someone tricked you. It was a trick. You thought you were going to be happy with this relationship. You thought you were getting exactly what you asked for. That's the humor of God. Sometimes we ask for certain things and you get it, but it doesn't come exactly how you planned it would come. And sometimes we can find ourselves in life, achieving what we thought we wanted to achieve, or getting somewhere, living somewhere, whatever it is that we wanted, right? And then it just falls apart after that. So you were foolish in thinking that you were going to be happy, or you were happy, and you were played as a fool. Either way, this was emotionally heavy for you. Because you just wanted some sort of security here and you didn't get it. So let's go on to the Sun and moving towards the Sun with the star. What pops out? Death. Well, you got to put an end to the old ways in order to get what you want, which will actually make you happy. Sometimes we drag ourselves through the mud trying to force a relationship or a situation to make sense or to turn out the way you really want it to. And sometimes you just have to learn how to let go of the baggage, let go of trying. If you've tried for years, you just have to realize that nothing's happening here. I'm not saying to give up easy at all either, but sometimes when you try too hard and you just never getting anywhere, sometimes you have to be smart enough to know when to stop. And death, the number 13, is actually a positive card, because in this you are putting a death to old ways and you have a bright, bright future that's happy. There's a lot of creativity, there's a lot of colors, a lot of success with the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be happy with where you're going and how, the outcome of your endeavors here. So don't feel like just because you don't know where you're going next, if you know that where you are is not a place that is going to support you, and it's negative or toxic or something, where it's really dragging you down, um, just know that what's worse, staying because it's comfortable, or never trying and never knowing how far you can go. You have to have a little, you have to be brave. Five of Cups, you have to be brave to say goodbye to people that maybe are in your family or in your close friend group, maybe growing up or something like that, where you're just like, you know what, these people don't serve me the same way. Like, not to say that everyone serves you like a narcissist would, but I mean, these people, even though I've known them since high school or something like that, say, they just don't have the same outlook as me anymore, and I can't grow in this relationship. We have to know, if you're going to be friends or know someone long term, you have to realize that these people, everyone changes. So if people around you get upset, or they make fun of you, or they do negative things around you when you try to change for the better, you do new things, you succeed, and you put yourself out there and explore, and these people try to mock that and not even support you, you just have to know what table you're eating at, basically. The Five of Wands again. These people will argue with you. They'll be like, well, who would want to buy from you? Who would want this service from you? They'll always just try to find ways to negate your own efforts in life. They don't try, but when they see you try, you're the problem. These are people that you don't want around you. They don't have to agree with everything you do, but at the same time, they're not supporting you in your ideas. Page of Wands. They're not supporting things that you're trying to do, right? So you were around a lot of people that didn't support you at all. And you stay to yourself, the Hermit. 13:31 on the clock when I look up. So all these people were basically just dragging you down like a dark cloak. They would not let you succeed. And even as hard as you tried, and as much as you radically did so anyway, it was hard and not necessary to go through. But you do have emotional baggage from this, because it was a long, arduous fight to get out of it. There was a lot of fighting and arguing and gaslighting and lying and just bullying, basically, right? Shit talking, the whole 9 yards. You want to talk about character assassination, right? So, you have to learn to sometimes say goodbye and not have another cushion to jump to, and be okay with that. Just knowing that wherever you are doesn't serve you any longer. It doesn't matter if you don't know their next step. You just know that you're going towards the right direction that's going to be more positive for you. And you'll be damned if you let that happen to you again. That's the kind of energy. But you don't want people forcing you into hermit mode. Hermit mode is really good, in chunks, but we need society, we need a social circle, we need to connect, and we have to go inward, yes, and collect our thoughts and meditate and ask ourselves and connect with spirit and do all the things, the internal work. But then we also have to then go outward and heal and express and connect with other people. And these people would not help you in that way. So let's think about something more positive. Let's get some colors in here. What else is going on in your future? What's this union around fall about? Rebuilding around fall. What are you doing in the fall? You're coming back over here. Two of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles. You're getting your money back in order. You're starting to save money again. Four of Cups again. You're a little bit lackadaisical when it comes to love, but you're working on your money. You're just kind of like carrying on. You're trying to have the ability to save and kind of just stay to yourself, heal. We have the Empress and the Devil coming out together. You're literally recreating your life, right? Your new life is here, and you're birthing it, and you're okay with where you are, and you're okay with your solitude because it's peaceful and it's nurturing, and you could be creative, and you could be free without people trying to negatively affect you, basically, when it comes down to it. You can cherish your space and time away from all these distractions, because that's all these negative people are distractions to where you need to go. You have to learn to be like, okay, these people are getting in my way. You make a plan and you go. Three of Wands. The Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. What else? The Moon. Yeah, okay. And then we also have the King of Wands coming out. You're like owning your next moves here. You're really taking charge with this, and you're not telling anyone about it with the Moon, because you're trying to protect your hand, especially when it comes to any kind of family from the past, or any kind of whatever you were leaving, whatever it is. You're not expressing yourself to them. You're not telling them what you're up to. You're not telling them what you're working on, because they don't care. And if you do tell them, thinking that they will care, they'll just mock you and degrade you, basically. So the Moon, you're powerfully manifesting, but you're keeping it silent at this time. You're taking control. You absolutely are. And you're smart about it. You're getting really keen. You're getting curious on what actually makes you happy now, again, right? What makes you happy, not anyone else, not your family, not your parents, not your teachers, not your clergy, not society, not your boyfriend or girlfriend, or anyone else for that matter. What it actually makes you curious. You know what brings you down energetically, and you know what makes you curious, which actually lifts you up, which is interesting here that the High Priestess is in the middle, right? Like, you can either have your thoughts rise along with you, right? It helps you rise, or you can have the Ten of Wands, where you're just forcing things to happen that should not be happening, right? And it's bearing weight on you, and it's too much to carry. It's been too long, too much to carry by yourself. You're tired of doing it all by yourself, along with all this extra added weight, all this extra negativity that these people gave you. It, again, it's distracting. It brings you down on too many levels. It's actually better for you to be alone, and that's a hard decision to make sometimes, because we need people. But if you're in a predicament where it's actually better to be alone than with these types of negative people, then that is your plan here, and that's what's going to help you rise again. And in your heart and in your gut, with the High Priestess here, even though her eyes are closed, her eyes are actually open. In your third eye and in your gut what is right for you and what is not, because you feel it. You can feel it, and you can't deny it. So You don't rationalize your feelings, you investigate them. And you're going to go somewhere. Queen of Wands, Justice, Five of Cups again. You know, you're going to have the Justice with the Five of Wands. You're going to have the justice that you're searching for. It's just, you know, it's going to come faster than you think here. It's going to come faster than you think because you've been fighting for so long, right? You've been fighting for so long, and you're almost like, you don't expect people to all be like this, but you're just like not surprised at the same time that there's yet another person trying to argue, fight with you, compete with you, whatever, control you negatively. Once you finally detach and give yourself the space to grow and create again in a safe place, all these things happen all automatically, like really fast. In a person here, we have the Two of Cups and the Emperor with the Chariot. Someone might come in like very swiftly and help you change that as well. And remember, we started with the reconciliation card in fall. We also had the Sun card coming on. So you're going to be super successful because you're going to be happy and you're going to be paying attention to what makes you happy instead of being distracted by people and scenarios and drama and lying and all these things that distract you from your goal setting, from you going out and being happy, having good relationships, finding someone that's going to make you truly happy. This is the Emperor. This is someone that's not going to mess around with you. This is someone that's actually very mature and like a really good catch. This is someone that is responsible, and he's going to be responsible with you as well, which makes you ultimately feel happy, feel connected, and feel free. So remember, it doesn't matter how long your journey has been, you know, where you feel like you're kind of at it alone. You know, you're playing baseball alone, you're hitting, you're pitching, you're running the bases alone, and feeling like, is this always going to be like this? It's not. You just have to keep going and knowing that if you are forced to leave a situation because it's just not good for you, just know that anything that you choose will be better because you have the authority to choose better for yourself. You have the freedom to be around whoever you choose that is good for you. And the more relationships that you choose to be around that are helpful and positive, the happier you're going to be.